All right, let's just dive right in, shall we? Every single summer, the world of football basically goes nuts. It's the transfer window, this frantic, chaotic time filled with deals, nonstop drama, and just mind-boggling amounts of money. Today, we're going to try and make some sense of the madness, this high-stakes game that can literally make or break a club's entire season.
So just how high are the stakes we're talking about? Well, get a load of this number, £1.8 billion. That is how much Premier League clubs have spent so far. And the craziest part? The window's not even closed yet. A figure like that, it just sets the stage for all the pressure and the drama that follows.
And that brings us right here to the £1.8 billion frenzy. I mean, it's simple, right? When you have that much cash swirling around the system, it's going to create this intense, super competitive atmosphere where every club is just desperate to get an edge.
But here's where it gets interesting. You'd think with all that money being thrown around, everything would be sorted. But nope. The new season is literally a week away, and some of the biggest clubs in the league are still scrambling, desperately trying to fill these massive holes in their squads. The clock is ticking, and you can just feel that tension ratcheting up.
You know, to really get a feel for how this all works, the winners, the losers, there's no better way than to look at a real story. And this one really captures it all. We're calling this One Striker, Two Fates.
And the man right in the middle of this particular storm, that would be RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. This guy became the hot property, the player that two huge Premier League rivals were dead set on signing. It was the perfect setup for a massive transfer showdown.
And the price tag for that showdown? A jaw-dropping £74 million. That's around what Manchester United agreed to pay to get their man. A fee that big, it tells you everything you need to know about how badly they wanted him. So this one deal, it basically tells two completely different stories. On one side, you have Manchester United. They were clinical, decisive. They went in and got their top target. Done. But on the other side, you've got Newcastle United, who fought for him, but in the end, they missed out, leaving a massive hole in their plans for the season.
And you can just feel the frustration from the Newcastle side. Their own club legend, Alan Shearer, he didn't hold back at all. He said, "It's disappointing. It looks as if it's been a disastrous window for Newcastle." Man, you can hear the pain of the whole fan base right there in that quote.
Okay, but it never stops there, does it? See, one big move like this is never just one move. It always triggers a chain reaction, something we call the transfer domino effect, and the ripples are felt all across the league.
So where did this particular chain of events kick off? Well, you can trace it back to Liverpool selling their striker, Darwin Núñez, in a huge deal to the Saudi club Al Hilal. That right there, that was the first domino to topple.
And they got a pretty penny for him, too. We're talking about £46 million. Now, that doesn't just mean a player has left the building. It means Liverpool's bank account suddenly has a massive injection of cash ready to be spent.
And what do you do when you're a massive club, you're flush with cash, and you suddenly got a huge hole in your forward line? You go shopping, right? That's exactly what Liverpool did. That Núñez sale gave them the power to go hunt for another top-tier striker.
And guess who's at the very top of their list? This is where it gets really spicy. It's Newcastle star Alexander Isak, who has been making it pretty clear he wants out. So now you've got a cash-rich Liverpool, fueled by that Núñez money, targeting the best player from a struggling Newcastle, the very same club that just lost out on Sesko. See, the dominoes are well and truly falling.
You know, with all this talk of money and club strategy, it's pretty easy to forget we're talking about actual people here. These guys aren't just pawns on a chessboard. So let's shift gears and look at the human side of all this.
And boy, is there some drama happening at Newcastle. This whole situation with their wanaway striker Alexander Isak has gotten, well, pretty ugly. He's reportedly been banished, told to train all by himself, and the manager, Eddie Howe, came out and said, quote, "You have to earn the right to train with us." Whoa, that is a full-blown public conflict playing out between a club and its star player.
Now, contrast that bitterness with a completely different kind of story. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Son Heung-min, a true club legend, leaving Tottenham. He shared this message with the fans, saying, "It's such a hard decision that I will leave the Spurs family. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made." Just worlds apart from the conflict at Newcastle, right?
all class and emotion.
So Son's journey takes him to the MLS in a record-breaking £19.5 million deal with LAFC. It's just a powerful reminder that these transfers take so many different shapes. It's a global market, and when an icon leaves, it's a huge emotional moment for everyone involved.
All right, let's head into the home stretch here, what we're calling the unfinished business. Because with that transfer deadline getting closer and closer by the second, there is still so much up in the air. And the rumor mill is spinning completely out of control.
And the chaos goes way beyond the deals we've already talked about. I mean, the rumor mill is just churning out stunners. You're hearing talk of Jack Grealish maybe going from Man City to Everton. Manchester United are apparently sniffing around Brighton's Carlos Baleba. What's going to happen with Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea? Every single one of these has its own story, adding to the pressure of deadline day.
And that leaves us right here, with the clock just ticking away. So what happens now? Who is going to blink first in this high-stakes game of chicken over Alexander Isak? And which of these other crazy rumors that are flying around will actually become reality before that window slams shut for good? The final act is still to be written, and we're all waiting to see how it ends.